a movie that is the origin of Transformers.
Optimus.
Villain so good that not just Megatron but you also would want to kill him.
Don't you want to stop him? Why did you do that? Why? No, I want to kill him! I'm done.
But unfortunately, it's a kids movie with bad marketing. Hello everyone. Moving forward, we have major spoilers for Transformers 1. So, if अभी तक movie नहीं देखी है तो bye bye. जाओ जाके मूवी देख लो, ट्रस्ट मी इट्स अ गुड मूवी. सो वेयर वर वी? ओ हाँ, ट्रांसफॉर्मर्स 1. सबसे पहली चीज, ट्रांसफॉर्मर्स 1 एक ओरिजिन मूवी है. बेसिकली ट्रांसफॉर्मर्स की जितनी भी मूवीज या लोर तुम्हें अभी तक पता है, इट इज द बिगिनिंग ऑफ इट एंड इट इज एनिमेटेड मूवी. एंड इफ इट इज समथिंग एनिमेटेड, यू नो आई हैड टू मेक अ वीडियो ऑन इट. एंड लाइक एवरी अदर टाइम आई वुड ऑब्वियसली बी लेट, बट आई विल गेट देयर eventually. So what is Transformers 1 about? It is the beginning where it all started. It's a story so old that Optimus Prime wasn't even Optimus Prime back then. He was a common bot known by the name of Orion Pax. In fact, Megatron himself was also one of the miners. And yeah, by miners I do not mean kids, I mean खुदाई करने वाले. Actual miners. They were cogless bots and cog is something that transforms a transformer into its vehicle form. So जिनके पास cogs थे जो transform कर पाते थे, they were soldiers, and जिनके पास cogs नहीं थे, they were miners. But let me tell you, they always were not like this. They had cogs. And see, this is what makes it a really good movie. The removal of cogs, the conspiracy behind it, a leader that looks like a hero but is not. He is the worst guy possible in the history, and once you see the kind of douchebag he is, you truly will hate him. And this is where a villain succeeds, when the villain makes you hate him. Despite being an animated movie for kids, this movie में सब कुछ है. I mean it. सब कुछ. It has drama and a lots of it.
I won, right, Pax? The fact is, we're just cogless bots, right?
When you see the villain and his side of the story, you'll feel, oh, drama. That is interesting. It is very deceptive. It has a good amount of consequences and shit. And then the movie will eventually start falling into Optimus Prime's and Megatron's story, and then you'll get to see how they were once friends and then they started becoming enemies. They had difference in ideas and a lot more. And on the other side, you'll have a small quest of a story of Bumblebee, or should I say
Badassatron.
You'll get to know a lot about the lore. You'll get to know, despite getting his voice box ripped out by Megatron, why Bumblebee still talks a lot. But don't worry, इस movie में he has his voice box and that is why you'll get to see the reasoning. उसे फेंक दिया गया था to a level जहाँ पे कोई नहीं आता है, and he had to create friends. Like from the scrap he had to create friends to just talk to them. Like he was that disturbed and that is why he talks a lot. And इस चीज को सुनने के बाद you might have been thinking कि ये तो थोड़ा tragic हो गया, it looks depressing, it looks sad, but it is not, क्योंकि movie में इसे ऐसी अच्छी तरीके से play out किया गया है that it is still entertaining despite being kinda sad.
I'm B127. I'm actually working on some nicknames. The one I'm floating right now is Badassatron.
And let me tell you, this is the best. Like, I can write it and say it. This is the best, hands down the best Transformers movie ever made. तो अब तो तुम्हें मूवी के बारे में बहुत कुछ पता चल चुका होगा, and now you're thinking, you might be thinking कि अगर ये मूवी इतनी ज्यादा अच्छी थी तो why didn't you hear about it? Well, it's all thanks to the bad marketing team, because they did a terrible job. They did not even market the movie a little. And on the other side of the coin, we have we ourselves, the audience. We did not watch the movie. That is one of the main reasons. Well, ये मूवी परफेक्ट है जिन लोगों ने ट्रांसफॉर्मर्स देखी है, जिन्होंने ट्रांसफॉर्मर्स प्राइम देखी है एंड इज एन एवर ट्रांसफॉर्मर्स एंजॉयर, उन सब के लिए इट इज अ ट्रीट. But overall का क्या? So when I watched the trailer of Transformers 1, I was a bit skeptical, cause I watched it and I was like, they are making an animated kids movie for Transformers, and that too on the very beginning of the story where it all began. So it looked goofy. When you watch the trailer, it looks goofy. And it is to an extent.
Oh! I got a battle mask! It appeared with this guy! Knife hands? I have knife hands! I can see that.
Wait, no, it was already like that. Right?
Yes, that's right. Yes. It was it was already like
But it is also not. It is much rather entertaining. It is much more dramatic. It is much more serious. It is not that goofy. But the problem is we, the Indian audience, are very much validation driven. देखो, I get it. I understand. Majority जो movies है जो बहुत ज़्यादा popular होती है, जो बहुत ज़्यादा earn करती हैं, वो सारी movies बहुत अच्छी entertainers होती हैं. They are not that deep. They are a very good entertainer. And I also get it कि सबको कुछ बहुत ज़्यादा deep नहीं देखना है. किसी को movie के अंदर meaning नहीं ढूंढनी है. उन्हें बस जाना है, देखना है. They have to enjoy and they have to come back and forget about it. They just want to be entertained for a while. But the problem starts when you start consuming stuff only for validation, when you start consuming stuff only under peer pressure. I've seen people that have watched this movie and they are not very much into Transformers, and I have seen them saying that it's a bad movie, but it's not. It's a good entertainer. But for something that has a massive lore, you need to know somewhat of the lore. It is like watching Spider-Man No Way Home and saying, ये क्या बकवास मूवी है, बिल्कुल मजा नहीं आया, इससे अच्छे तो हमारे व्लॉग्स होते हैं.
बिल्कुल भी पल्ले नहीं पड़ेगा, इससे तो अपने ब्लॉग बढ़िया होता है यार.
Without knowing, without feeling, or without understanding what great connection do people have with Spider-Man. Spider-Man as a character, Spider-Man as movies, when it used to be a Sony Spider-Man like Tobey Maguire's or Andrew Garfield's, and now Marvel's like Tom Holland. Or be it some comic version, or be it some animated version like The Amazing Spider-Man or Spectacular Spider-Man. Spider-Man has a very deep connection with the audience. And you don't know shit, but you're talking shit. This is something that also happened with Godzilla -1 in, again, our country, that people do not know the lore behind Godzilla. Godzilla's main lore is the bombing of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. That is the main lore behind Godzilla's idea, and people have a great connection to it. Okay, it is kind of a depressing connection, but Japanese people, yeah, they do have some sort of connection to it. People all over the world, they were thinking, oh, Godzilla -1, it's a great movie, it has great substance. But in India, we do not know the lore, and because we do not know the lore, we lack the information, and since we lack information, we would just be like, nah, it's not good. And that movie was on par with legendaries Godzilla, King of the Monsters, etc. I've said it once, I've said it twice, and I have said it multiple times. I get it, like a movie like Look Back is not a great entertainer, it's kind of a deep movie when you think about it, and people don't give a damn about deep stuff, but they give a damn about entertainment. They give a damn when they need to be entertained. They give a damn about something that could entertain them. And Transformers 1 is exactly that. But people still don't know shit about it. You know what's the problem with Indian audience? Well, I've said it earlier, but I'll say it once again. The main problem with Indian audience is you all are under a lots of peer pressure, and you do seek a lot of validation. I don't know why, but you feel the need to seek validation. Everyone does. But you feel a lot to be validated. The problem with this country's audience is they will try multiple stuff, but only when the stuff goes mainstream. When the stuff is underrated or not well talked about, well, they don't feel the need to be entertained by that or involved in it. And it's okay to go with the flow, but always, like, why do you behave like an NPC? Why don't you go out of your way for having your own opinion or having your own thoughts on something? At least it's like a wave. Jab Marvel sabko pasand aa raha tha, to everyone was like, I like Marvel, 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 and then it went on to South Indian movie industry. And then you're like, yeah, South Indian movie industry, South Indian actors, South Indian movies, blah, 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 blah. And then it went on to anime. Currently it is on anime, and a lot of you just watch it because you need the validation. Nothing much. It's okay to consume what the popular opinion is, but you also need different experiences to consume different things, to know more about different stuff, to at least have something different other than everything that is going in the popular belief. और जब तुम किसी एक तरह की चीज को बार बार कंज्यूम करने शुरू कर देते हो in the name of peer pressure, you say, or in the name of seeking validation, then जो सामने का provider है that keeps on providing the same thing, then you will eventually be bored with it, and again you will be the one saying, nah, they don't make good stuff. They do make good stuff, but you don't watch the good stuff. And since you don't watch the good stuff, they cannot make much more good stuff. So you have to be with the generic stuff. The problem with us is we wait for something to go mainstream before we even give it a try. Don't be that person. Try different stuffs. And until I see you for the next time, bye.
Okay, gang, that's it for now. Be sure to like and subscribe.
And leave a comment.